We spend so much of our lives in online communities, but have you ever really stopped and asked, who owns them? Really owns them. What if you could build your very own private social powerhouse, a place where you and only you make the rules? Well, today, we're going to dive into how a new evolution of the internet, what some people are calling Web4, is making that an actual reality by putting true ownership right back where it belongs, in your hands.
It seems like a simple question, doesn't it? But the answer, well, it tells you everything. Think about it. When you build that massive group on a big social platform, are you the actual owner? Or are you basically just renting a corner in someone else's massive digital empire?
And right there, that's the heart of the social media problem. For years, we've been building our digital homes on rented land. Our identities, our personal data, the communities we pour our hearts into, they've all become products. Products that are controlled and, monetized by these giant corporations. We are talking about a fundamental shift, moving away from that broken model to one of true, actual ownership.
So what's the answer? Well, it boils down to this really powerful idea called digital sovereignty. And listen, this isn't just some techie buzzword. It's a real fundamental shift in who's in control. It means you're finally in the driver's seat. You control your data, you control your network, and maybe most important of all, you control your own identity.
All right, so how do we actually get this digital sovereignty? It all starts by completely rethinking what a digital identity is. So let's get into the cornerstone of this whole revolution, something called the User Intelligence Identifier, or UIID for short. A UID is a kind of self-sovereign identity, and the key word here, the one you really need to remember, is portability. Instead of your identity being locked up inside one platform's walled garden, it's finally truly yours. You own it, you control it, and you can take it with you anywhere you want to go online. No permission needed.
And this slide just makes it crystal clear. The difference is night and day. In the old Web 2 world, your identity is a product. It's packaged up and sold off. But with a UID, your identity becomes a utility. It's like a digital key that only you hold. It's built to serve you, not some corporation's advertising revenue. The best way to think about your UIID is as your digital passport. You can prove you're you without handing over a ton of private details. That's what verified anonymity is all about. You can log in securely with just a touch, no more remembering a million passwords. And the big one, your data and your identity are always portable. They go where you go.
Okay, so we've got our identity sorted out. That's piece number one. The next pillar of digital sovereignty is all about your data. And this is achieved through a completely different way of thinking about where our stuff is stored.
So instead of your data just getting thrown onto some massive central corporate server, the process becomes incredibly simple and way more secure. You create something, a post, a photo, whatever. It gets stored on your own private server space, called a node. And from that moment on, it becomes what's called a golden record. It's tamper-proof, it's verifiably, undeniably yours, period. Now look, a huge question with any new tech is always, yeah, but is it easy to use? Is it weird? And that is where this third piece of the puzzle, Web4 Studio, comes into play. It makes sure that having all this power doesn't mean you have to sacrifice a great, familiar user interface.
And this is where it gets really, really cool. You can actually give your private community the look and feel of the platforms everyone already knows and uses. Just imagine launching your own space that looks and feels just like Instagram or X, but it operates completely on your terms with your rules and absolutely zero corporate big brothers watching over your shoulder.
So let's talk about the business model for a second. We're all used to these platforms taking a cut of everything, right? A piece of ad revenue, a piece of subscriptions. Well, what if the platform's cut was this? Zero. This is a complete game changer. It's a total break from the Web 2 gatekeepers. This model means the platform takes no percentage of your revenue, none. If you monetize your community, every single penny flows directly back to you, the host. You're not just the owner in name, you're the owner in practice and in your bank account. So let's pull it all together now. We have sovereign identity, we have private data control, and we have a customizable, familiar user experience. What do you actually get when you combine all of that? What's the real payoff here? You get the Web4 powerhouse. The formula is actually pretty simple, but it is incredibly powerful. When you combine your identity with your data and your rules, The result is a truly sovereign community, one that's secure, that's specialized for its members, and is completely, totally independent. And that right there is the ultimate takeaway. This entire shift in technology fundamentally changes your relationship with the internet. You stop being just a passive user on someone else's platform, and you become an active owner of your very own digital space. It just opens up an entire world of possibilities, doesn't it? So I guess the question I want to leave you with is this. If all the old barriers were gone and you had total control to build your own social universe from the ground up, what would it look like?